What's up, everybody? Welcome to TotallyAFan. I am your host. This is the show where we go over all the news in movies, comics, TV shows, video games, your fandom fanfare right here. With me today, as always, is Mr. Jesse Meza. Let's hear it from Mr.
Hello.
Jesse. Yes.
How's it going?
Yes.
Everything good over there?
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started today, we have quite the action-packed episode. There's a lot of stuff that came out, and it's funny too because Jesse joked about it on Wednesday that like there wasn't anything going on in the news and like it was going to be a really slow week, and then all of a sudden Thursday, like just a lot of stuff came out. Stuff from Paramount Plus we're going to talk about. We also got the Pokémon Direct that came out yesterday. Just a lot of crazy stuff. When stuff like this happens,
apparently.
Huh?
I can see the future apparently.
Oh yeah. When stuff like this happens, it's possible that we're going to miss some information. So please make sure that if there's anything specific you guys want us to talk about, that you guys reach out to us. As a reminder, we go live on Twitch every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch the audio version on anchor.fm/TotallyAFan. That's the official home for the podcast, but you can listen to the podcast on any other platform Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then, of course, throughout the week, we sprinkle stuff from the YouTube. But again, as a reminder, you know, if we miss anything or if there's something specific, reach out to us. I like to do the community engagement. You can follow us on Discord, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, at TotallyAFan. It's all like the same thing. If for whatever reason it's not that, then let me know because somebody's stealing my shit. But yeah, today's an action-packed episode, so let's go ahead and jump right in, yeah? Let me pull up the first bit of information. All right, Paramount Plus had an investor event, I believe, on Thursday or Wednesday of this past week, and they brought up some really big stuff that we were kind of like anticipating. There was also some other stuff that were kind of like, There's a live-action Fairly Odd Parents on the way. There's a live-action Dora the Explorer that's on the way. One thing I am kind of excited for is we're getting a Beavis and Butthead sequel movie to Beavis and Butthead Do America. I think that's great. Unfortunately, I believe it was the lead animator who passed away very recently, I think this week. So TotallyAFan hat tip goes out to you. But thank you so much for your service, sir. In addition to that, the two biggest things coming out of Paramount Plus that Jesse and I are really hyped for is the new branch that's going to be spearheading Avatar Studios. Avatar Studios is going to be in charge, or the people in charge, Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. And I apologize for messing up your last name. These two guys are the original creators of Avatar The Last Airbender. They also worked on Legend of Korra, and they're coming back with a brand new slate of content. Now, we know for sure that they're going to start off with a bang. We're going to get a new Avatar animated feature film, not a TV movie, but like a feature film. We're really excited about that. But there are like rumors and talks. Maybe we'll get another series with following a new Avatar. We're not sure on that information just yet, but we know we're getting this movie. In addition to all this, we're also getting a Rugrats animated series. I'm really excited about it because the original voice actors are coming back. However, in the trailer that released, there's two characters that are missing, and that's something that I think we should talk about. Is this going to be canon with what we've already experienced, or is this going to be something brand new? Let's go into it just a little bit more. And Jesse, what do you got for us?
Well, Rugrats, first of all, they released a teaser. Looks pretty cool. I don't know. It like I'm conflicted because it looks. I'm just so not used to it being 3D. It looks weird. Not bad. Mm-hmm. It just looks weird. Mm-hmm. It looks like the old PlayStation 1 game, like from all those years ago. I don't know what. I don't know if it's the models. I don't know if it's the lighting. It just looks weird.
I will say that the lighting from the trailer looked a little bit off, but as far as the animation goes, definitely reminds me of the old games.
Like everything looks dark and like, I know it's supposed to be the same house, but like just like the interior design, it's like everything's really dark and like almost got this like 70s Brady Bunch vibe going. But I mean, I got to see more. That teaser was just too much of a tease. The original voice actors coming back was awesome. Chucky sounds different a little bit. I know the original voice actress actually died.
Mm-hmm.
So the new voice actress is Nancy Cartwright, who does Bart Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
So she replaced Chucky in, I want to say like the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So she was technically the second voice of Chucky. But if you go back, I think it was, I don't know what season she started voicing him, but if you go back to the seasons where she voiced him and now, it just sounds like she kind of forgot what he's supposed to sound like. So it's just a little off. But I mean, I could get used to it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like then from like a animator's point of view, you're kind of a little bit iffy about it. And I understand what you're saying just because, yeah, I feel like there's not enough lighting going on. It almost feels, I don't know how to describe it. It's
like it looks like a video game.
Yeah.
This looks like a cutscene off of a video game.
Yeah, it does. A very good video game, you know, like an updated video game, but like, yeah, it doesn't quite look
like there's just something about it that just doesn't pop as much as 2D does.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand why they wouldn't want it 2D, but I mean,
it's like the colors too. It's like the colors aren't popping.
It's just something about it.
Yeah.
Nudging me the wrong way.
Look, guys, it's on YouTube, so definitely feel free to watch it for yourselves. But yeah, I'm excited. Now, as I mentioned, there's 2 characters missing. We're missing Dill, Tommy's little brother, and then Chucky's sister. I forgot her name. But
that's Kimmy.
Kimmy, that's right.
They don't exist in this version.
Well, that's the thing. Like, why aren't they?
They're non-canon.
You know, why aren't they there?
I think one of the producers said they want to get to it eventually, but I think they wanted like really just like OG cast for like this first season. So we'll see if it does well. Maybe they'll bring them back.
That makes sense.
Nobody likes Dill anyway. What are you talking about? He was annoying.
We're also getting a Camp Coral, which is supposed to be a SpongeBob prequel. Now, as far as this animation goes, it's better. Like the colors are definitely much more vibrant and bright, and I feel like if Rugrats were to take that, it would be better. I feel like visually, but of course we'll have to wait and see. However, Camp Coral, it's weird because like there's a canonical issue, right? Like I thought they met Sandy Cheeks in like the second or third episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Why is it that
they
she's
have
here?
A scene in the new movie that's on Paramount Plus. I think what's it called? Retcon. They just retcon it. So
okay,
you know they're doing it over pretty much. So don't.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on like everything else coming out of Paramount Plus?
New Avatar Studios is cool. We definitely need more information on that, just because we don't know exactly what's happening. We know they're forming a studio with the original creators. Mm-hmm. We don't know, is it a movie? Is it a new show? Are they continuing the Last Airbender series? Are they continuing Korra? Are they doing something completely new? I mean, what are they doing? We don't know. So yeah, we just got to wait and find out.
Now, I do know that as far as Avatar goes, supposedly M. Night Shyamalan wanted to return to book 2. After he worked on a really big project that at the time he kept hush hush, which we later discovered was the, I think it was Mr. Glass. It was the Unbreakable and Split trilogy, the third movie. That we found out later that was the big project. So after that, supposedly he was going to get started on book 2. But I think with this information in the new Avatar Studios, I think that's like kaput. I don't think we're going to expect that movie, which thank God. But yeah, so Beavis and Butthead is coming out. I'm really excited about that. I really enjoyed the show back then when I was younger, and I appreciate the comedy at the time. I don't know if it's a show that can still work today, but
heck yeah, it could still work. It's Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I know, but like this, all these things going on with like cancel culture and everyone being too sensitive about jokes.
They're safe. They're immune. Beavis and Butthead are immune from cancel culture.
I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited for it because I really liked it. But I think the biggest thing is Avatar Studios for sure. I'm really passionate about the martial arts, and I love how close they worked with martial artists for consultation for the show and the movements and everything. And I think it was really good. So I'm really excited. Now, Paramount Plus will officially launch, I believe, next Thursday or this coming Thursday. But you can technically get it now as, CBS All Access. So make sure you guys are in tune for that. Next, All right, so as I mentioned, there's a lot of information happening at the moment. There's just way too much stuff to go on. So we're quickly going to go through the PlayStation state of play. We got Crash 4 coming out March 21st, 2021. Returnal April 30th, 2021. Or sorry, I think it's Eternal or Returnal. I don't remember. Knockout City May 21st. We heard about this from the Nintendo Direct. Sifu coming 2021. Solar Ash coming 2021. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is coming out later this year in 2021. Oddworld Soulstorm is coming out April 6th. Kenna Bridge of Spirits August 24th. Deathloop May 21st. And Final Fantasy Intergrade June 10th. Now, Final Fantasy Intergrade is going to include things from Yuffie's point of view. We believe it's a new chapter, but I don't think it's a Disc 2 just yet. I just think it's prepping her for what may come eventually. Some other things that weren't announced on the PS5 State of Play was that Square additionally announced 2 mobile games coming. I don't remember if it's later this year or next year, but we're getting Final Fantasy The First Soldier and Final Fantasy Ever Crisis. Now, Ever Crisis supposedly is going to be a port of the remake game onto mobile, but The First Soldier I'm really excited about because it's supposed to be a battle royale. So we know with the hype of battle royales right now with PUBG, there's Fortnite is still around, Apex even, Call of Duty Warzone, and other games as well, other very great games. It'd be really interesting to see this, and I'm kind of excited for it. My only problem is that it's on mobile, but we'll see. Jesse, your thoughts or anything else?
I mean, just it's some games coming out. I mean, nothing groundbreaking, kind of like what Nintendo did last week. It's just little bites here and there, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, I do think it was a better Direct, if you will, but I agreed. It wasn't like a spectacle, right? So it is what it is. All right, Jesse, we'll take it away.
All right, so speaking of Directs, we got a nice Pokemon Direct, unofficially. They called it Pokemon Presents to celebrate the 25th anniversary, I want to say. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm old. So they announced some updated release dates for some Pokemon games coming out, blah, blah, blah. The 2 biggest things were we finally get a remake of Diamond and Pearl that is coming out for the Switch. Mm-hmm. So that is coming out later this year. And then what appears to be the next mainline Pokemon title, except this looks like Breath of the Wild. It looks like an open world Pokemon game set in like feudal Japan. So is this like the first game in the Pokemon timeline? Like, I mean, this is like everything looks so ancient. So this is like free roaming open world. You can actually like throw Pokeballs and like catch Pokemon like in the world. You don't even have to battle them. So I'm excited to see what's going to come from that, because that just looks like a complete like 180 of what they've been doing previously. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is going to be a sort of bridge for them to test out some new features, because it is an open world style game. I'm really excited actually about this, just because it looks like it could be a start to a potential MMO. I know that's something that they wanted to kind of keep away from, because the whole concept was that they wanted Pokemon to be a social interactive game in terms of like the whole trading process. It has to be like you have to do it wired, right? You can't do it digitally. Because
yeah, the whole design document was like you have to be in person to make friends. You got to do this face to face. So the more they go like, MMO online, the less you're like, yeah, you're communicating with people, but you're not face to face physically.
Right. But I think as we move forward in terms of technology and things like that, I think it's inevitable that they might go that route. But I think the biggest thing is it's going to serve as the bridge into whatever is next, right? Like this is going to it's going to allow them to test out some new features. Just based on the trailer, based on what I saw so far, that's kind of what it seems like to me.
They're definitely the open world aspect of it, like, because the battling is there. It looks like I don't know if there's trainer battles, but there is some form of battling with the the moveset and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a 1-to-1 like battling to weaken Pokemon and catch them isn't there anymore. You literally just like Pokemon Go, throw a Pokeball and they're caught and you're done. So I think they're trying to get the open world aspect done. And if that's really popular, I feel like the next actual title would be open world with the original RPG mechanics, and then it'd be the best of both worlds right there.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Now we got Leo in the chat says he thinks it's confirmed that Arceus is going to be a prequel. Yeah, I mean, based on
just look at it. It looks like the Ninja Turtles 3 where they go back in time. It's like the same like era.
Yeah.
Like the Pokeballs are all like they're like man-made. They're like steampunk Pokeballs. Like they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I think
like
the whole
everything
aesthetic
is all
just makes
like
it look
original
like it's going to be like it's not city like the
like
just
they
the
clearly
technology.
know what Pokemon are. So this is probably not the first time they've encountered Pokemon, but this is like we're going back hundreds of years before like any of those whippersnappers were born. So it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Either way, we're excited about it. So that's a great thing. All right. So next, so one of the actresses from Wonder Woman 84, I don't remember who it was specifically. She announced that the Amazon spinoff is going to continue. This is going to serve as a prequel / sort of sequel to Wonder Woman 84. And we're not sure what's going to happen with the third one just yet, just because there's stuff coming out of DC that's on the fence. We're going to talk about it here in a moment. Star Wars Clone Wars Bad Batch is going to be released on May the 4th. I think that's awesome. Nice tie-in to that whole date. Blade, coming from Marvel, is been confirmed that it's not going to be rated R. Now, I kind of want to touch on this a little bit. A lot of people are kind of mad that it's not rated R, but I've said it before. You don't need to be rated R to be a great movie. You just need to be able to tell a great story.
It's not rated R. Like, it's not going to be, who cares?
Right. Additionally...
So you get few less headshots and few less titties. Who cares?
Right. Now, additionally, I believe that after 10 years of content, Kevin Feige and Marvel have earned, what do you call it? Not reasonable doubt, but they've earned, like, our trust. Right, like as far as making good content with the properties that they have.
Yeah, they poop gold.
I will. So yeah, I will say
anything,
that. Like,
they can do anything they want. It'll be good. They have not made a bad movie.
I will say
maybe
that,
Thor 2, but you're safe.
Yeah, I will say. Not being rated R kind of blocks its full potential because technically, it is Blade, it is vampires, it is blood. That's kind of the whole concept. Not rated R is holding it back, I will say, but again, I think we will still get a great movie. We have a great actor playing Blade, so just like they got it. Like just trust them. They can do this. But the big ticket item that we need to talk about. Word on the street is that Superman is going to be getting a reboot. This is coming from J.J. Abrams and a very, very popular comic book artist and writer. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I kind of don't want to botch it. But we are going to get a Superman reboot, which is kind of okay. And word on the street is that it's going to be a black Superman, which isn't really a problem. Now, what I mean is, in the comic books today, there is a black Superman. His name is Calvin Ellis. I think his Kryptonian name is Kal-El still. But in the comics, or as far as comic books go, a lot of fans really like his story. Like it's not quite following Clark Kent. It is his own story, and a lot of people are really into it. That's not the problem. What the problem is that we're getting another Superman reboot. A lot of fans are pissed off because everybody loves Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, and we want to see Henry Cavill continue as Clark Kent. If we don't, then that's fine. But the problem that DC doesn't have their shit together, it's pissing fans off. There is reason to believe that the Superman reboot could be tied in with Robert Pattinson's Batman. Instead of being a sequel to Justice League, we don't know yet what's happening with that, though. Again, the biggest thing is that the consistency coming from DC, coming from Warner Brothers, it's not good. Like, if you want to compete with Marvel, this is not the way to do it. Now, will this movie be good? It's possible. J.J. Abrams, however, for me, has kind of been on the fence. Star Wars, I thought was okay. I think he missed the mark on Star Wars. I did like his Star Trek franchise, though. So we'll kind of see what's going to happen with that. Now, I will say that I believe in 2018 or 2019, Michael B. Jordan was in talks on working on a Superman project. Warner Brothers supposedly wanted to go in the direction of a black Superman, and fans were really hyped about this buzz. But nothing really came out of it as far as any news go. The only thing was he did an interview with Oprah Winfrey where he mentioned that, like, if he is going to play Superman, he would want to tell the story of Calvin Ellis, which I think would be cool. Will Michael B. Jordan be cast for this remake? We don't know yet. Again, not a lot of details are out there. Only the fact that they want to do a reboot. So we'll see how it goes. Jesse, your thoughts?
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, the fact that we're getting another Superman reboot again, it's like they just don't know what they're doing. They're just going to keep trying and trying to cast their line out into the ocean and see if anything bites. I don't care that it's a black Superman. I mean, that might be cool, but it's another Superman. It's like you don't give us enough time to get used to the Superman that we have, and then you just throw us another one, and we're just supposed to you can't compete with Marvel doing this. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's I've said it before, but DC has always been reactionary and not being proactive in terms of what it is that they're doing with their movieverse, right? When Man of Steel came out, I think there were talks of the DCEU, but they weren't sure how they wanted to go about it until they made the next movie, which I believe was supposed to be Batman versus Superman. Then once that movie came out, they're like, all right, cool, let's push a Wonder Woman movie and let's see how that does. And then I think once that was in the pipeline and it sounded like fans were all aboard, then they announced the universe and they announced that Justice League was like what it was going to be and who was casted in it. So it's just whatever's going on over there, it's not working. And I agree. I think we need to get used to having Superman. Like I said, fans really want to see Henry Cavill continue just because he's been very passionate about Superman. And I know we have the new Superman TV show that's out on CW. I've heard mixed reviews about it so far. I know personally, the trailer looked kind of cool, but I wasn't really a big fan of the premise. But all that stuff is kind of just out there. So whatever DC's doing, it's not helping, and this could bring buzz if they can tie it in correctly. But we don't need another reboot. We need a sequel is what we need. And fans have been saying that for years. We need a Man of Steel 2. All right. Next on the docket. So Hasbro is going to be opening up a new division specifically for Wizards of the Coast. They've been getting a huge boost in numbers thanks to D&D being super popular in pop culture right now, with Critical Role that are also on Twitch. And Magic the Gathering is still going on. So they announced that as part of this new lineup coming out, that they're going to do some sort of new expansion. I believe it's called Beyond Light or something like that. I have to look it up again. But it's going to be a crossover event with Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings, and Warhammer 40K. Now, I did some light research on this just because there isn't really a lot at the moment. But it sounds like it's going to be almost like a booster pack sort of thing. There were talks that this probably won't be a standard legal cards, meaning that if I remember correctly how the article worded it, it's like these cards are more of a separate entity rather than being part of each individual game. And I'm also what I read is that it's going to be more of a card expansion, kind of similar to what they did with The Walking Dead. They also did a Godzilla type of game. So it's going to be more in line with that versus a Magic the Gathering minifigures to play in Warhammer Field or Warhammer cards to be used in a Magic the Gathering. There's something that I really wanted to bring up just because I know a lot of fans are in that market. I have friends that like either 40K or Magic or both. So wanted to share that information, but right now it's still at early stages. Jesse, what do you got for us?
I got nothing. Sounds great. Awesome sauce.
Okay. All right. Moving on. So Terminator is getting a animated series. And when I mean animated, I mean anime. The studio that worked on Psycho Pass and Ghost in the Shell is teaming up with Netflix to produce this anime. And it's curious because it's falling in line with Netflix's big push to diversify more animation. They want to work with a couple different studios to get a bunch of animated projects that includes anime, includes more 3D Pixar-esque animations as well as 2D stuff. And supposedly this is all part of Netflix's big plan to kind of push Disney down a little bit. I don't know how successful they're going to be because Disney's Pixar studios, their own animation studios, it's really good. But this definitely comes on the heels of episode 1 where we talked about Blue Sky. Again, Netflix is just trying to make this big push, but it is going to be cool content. Now, I don't know what other properties Netflix is going to be taking over and pushing into the animated verse, but we are getting it coming out on Netflix. We're not sure on the dates yet, but more on that as we find out. And the last bit of news is the Spider-Man title. We finally got it confirmed, and it's funny how it came about, but the new title for Spider-Man 3 is going to be No Way Home. Sorry. Now, right now, as we know it, Tom Holland has not confirmed if we are getting Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire. He has stated that they're not in the movie. But this kind of doesn't make sense with a lot of the reports that we saw with them being in talks to reprise their roles. We do have confirmation, I believe, that is it Emma Stone or Kirsten Dunst that is confirmed? Jesse, do you know?
I think it's neither. I think it's Jamie Foxx as Electro is confirmed, and someone else I forgot. One of the Doc Ock.
I think Alfred Molina
from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
is confirmed.
Okay,
but again, they're
I
not.
thought one of the girls got
not
confirmed though.
I don't remember. We'd have to look it up.
Okay, well, going back, reports stated that Tobey Maguire was seen on set for his fitting, but I don't think that's the case. However, it could go a couple different ways. One, I think their scenes are completely CGI to prevent Tom Holland from spoiling anything because that's what Tom Holland's known for. Two, I think what we could see is flashbacks or maybe glimpses of these actors in their suits or in some sort of scene. Like maybe Peter is like standing and, you see all these windows into the different multiverses and then you see new footage of the Peters in their different suits or whatever. Or three, I think they just got invited on set or rather Toby specifically got invited on set just to kind of see what's happening. I don't think at the moment, we're not sure what else is happening as far as these actors go. Like I said, it's very possible that they could CGI these scenes so that Tom Holland doesn't reveal anything. And this isn't unheard of. They did this for Captain Marvel. Her scene at the end of I think Infinity War when she shows up all of a sudden and she's like, "Where's Fury?" That was CGI'd last minute. Like none of the actors knew who they were talking to. She didn't know who she was talking to when they filmed it, so it's possible that they could do that. But right now, it's up in the air. But the official title is Spider-Man: No Way Home. Jesse, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was disappointed. I wanted it to be Spider-Man: Home Alone, and since he's on the run, maybe he has to lock himself in his room, and all the bad guys try to get him, so he has to set up like elaborate traps and stuff to avoid the villains. But yeah, oh well. I'm really hyped for this movie, but I want to be cautiously optimistic, not to get too overhyped, because like this could totally blow up in our faces and have nothing to do with the multiverse whatsoever.
Yeah,
like everything kind of points that way, and all the rumors and all the leaks on set point to that. But there's nothing in what they've officially said that leads us to believe it's actually a multiverse movie. Like Doctor Strange has the word multiverse in their title.
Yeah.
Obviously, so we know Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man 3, so maybe it all connects. I just don't want it to blow up and like the two Spider-Mans aren't in the movie and then everyone freaks out. It's like, where's Andrew Garfield? And I'm like, what did they were never meant to be in there. So
yeah.
I feel like it could stand on its own without a Spider-Verse. It would be a million times better with the Spider-Verse in it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, if they can somehow pull that off,
yeah,
I think it would be the best MCU movie like ever.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of speculation and there was a lot of reporting that supposedly the Into the Spider-Verse sequel will have ties to this Spider-Man in addition to Doctor Strange, and all thanks to WandaVision and the events that are taking place in this Marvel show. So to hear that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire haven't, like, to hear Tom say that specifically, like it's kind of like a bummer. But I agree with you. I think they could still tell a really good story without it having to deal with all these issues. Like I said, it's possible that we could get something similar to what we've seen in the trailer for Justice League with Flashpoint, how the Flash is standing in what we think is the Speed Force, and like he's seeing multiple universes. It's possible we could see that as a scene versus the whole thing, and it may not be that essential to the story. One thing I thought was funny was the way that the title was officially announced. The actress for Mary Jane, Zendaya, the actor for Ned, and Tom Holland himself, they put on Instagram 3 different titles. We got Homewrecker, Home Slice, and Phone Home, and we weren't sure what to believe. And then the trailer comes out the next day, where the 3 of them as themselves are coming out of the director's office, and they walk by a big board that says Spider-Man No Way Home. And on this board are other titles, potential titles, one of which was I think it was like Homeworld or something like that, which was a huge speculation that that's what this one was going to be called because of the mindset of the multiverse and this and that. And you kind of built that buzz when you casted the other actors. And again, just to kind of remind people, these actors are playing these characters not as, well, we don't know yet for sure if it has anything to do with the multiverse, but they are not reprising the same character from the previous movies. They're playing the MCU's version of these characters, and they just happen to be the same actors. So that's something that we haven't really seen happen a lot, and it's something that I think in this day and age, that's just the way that MCU wants to go. Without having further details, it's kind of hard to say whether it's all going to be part of a multiversal type of thing. But at the moment, that's just what you have to go on, right? Their origin stories are going to be very similar to what they were in Spider-Man 2 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it's not the same. Okay, they're not the same person, with the same issues. There's going to be differences to fit the MCU proper, but that's
also, those characters are like dead and stuff. So They literally can't be the same person.
Right.
Because they died in their respective movies. Now this is pretty much what X-Men did with Deadpool. Like the Deadpool we have now is not the Deadpool from X-Men Origins, even though it's Ryan Reynolds. They just liked him so much, they wanted him to keep playing the character. So that's what I mean. It's like this could very well not have anything to do with the multiverse, but we know that, Jamie Foxx was good as Electro, and Doc Ock, whatever that dude's name is,
Alfred
was
Molina.
like amazing as him.
He played a great, a lot of fans loved him as
so it's like, why would you replace him? So clearly it's not the same character. So I don't want to jump the gun and say, oh yeah, they're definitely breaking the Spider-Verse. And like, we don't know that. If they can figure it out and do it that way, it would be awesome. But
yeah, basically
don't overhype.
Basically think of it as like a reverse James Bond, right? Like it's the same Bond person, but it's a different actor, right? So it's the same actor, but a different Doc Ock, a different Electro. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, the other big thing is that like supposedly this could be a tie-in to this could be how it's going to connect to Sony's Spider-Verse in terms of Venom, the Morbius movie, and things like that. That's also like when they teased Vulture in the Morbius trailer, and they teased the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man poster that was a rip from the game. You know, that stuff is what fans like trip out the most, right? Because then we start throwing out crazy fan theories. But then once we start getting reports and confirmations, then it just kind of throws everything for a loop. So I'm still hopeful for some sort of Spider-Verse type event. But until we get like actual confirmation about things, we're not sure. We still know that we're getting Venom, we're getting Morbius. Well, Sinister Six is still like in some sort of development. So we're getting all that information. At the moment, we're just not sure how it's going on. But we'll see. Again, you know, we'll keep reporting as we find out more stuff. But ultimately, guys, make sure that you guys are following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We do a lot of community engagement. But, you know, if you guys want to start throwing out theories, if you guys want to start talking about how this stuff could work, we'd love to be able to do that with you guys. So please make sure that you're following us on all those 3 platforms at TotallyFan. And again, as a reminder, you can join us in the Discord. We have channels open that are completely spoiler like allowed. So feel free to jump in those things. Now, that's going to be it for the main show. We are going to switch the podcast here in a moment, but we want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your days to hang out with us. We really appreciate it. If you guys love what we're doing here, if you guys want to help support the channel, please consider sharing, subscribing either on YouTube, on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, it's absolutely free to subscribe on Twitch. You could also tip your streamer here on Twitch or on Anchor.fm. Again, it's the official home of the podcast, but we also have the podcast available wherever else you listen to podcasts. So definitely make sure that you jump on that. And we'll have all that information below if you're watching the YouTube version. But now let's switch gears. Jesse, man, with all the news that just got dished out this week, man, like, I don't know, like what big ticket item are you, I guess, the most excited for? Like, what's really
so much news?
Yeah,
I don't know where to begin.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm really excited about the Paramount Plus stuff, more specifically Avatar, because again, I love Avatar, dude. This the fusion of martial arts with that whole like the nations and like each one having their own cultures and stuff like that. I think they did a really great job with that, and even in Legend of Korra, I think they did a really great job. I'm really excited for like this movie.
Can I tell you a secret?
What?
Can I tell you a secret? I'm gonna get in real close. Okay, I'm gonna whisper it. Ready?
Oh, jeez.
I have never seen an episode of Avatar.
Why? It's a good show. It's a good show.
Dude, I'm old, man. Got kids. I don't have time. I don't have time for your shenanigans.
All right. I mean, I guess
it's just, I think it's one of those things where it looked cool and I'm like, yeah, I'll get into it. And then weeks go by and episodes go by and seasons go by. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm too far behind now.
Well, it's not like they're long.
You know,
I think
I'm sure if I sit down and watch it, I'll like it. But
like, I'm pretty sure both series are like 3 seasons long. Like, and it's not even like
I don't got time. I don't got time for that.
All right. Well, I mean,
but I'm sure
I know you got kids and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure that.
But like a lot of the big shows that everyone's watching, I've never seen. Like Game of Thrones, never seen. Breaking Bad, never seen.
Oh, Mandalorian was so good.
Never seen.
Mandalorian's really good.
Walking Dead, never seen.
Walking Dead is
which
like,
again,
I stopped watching Walking Dead.
I know if I sit down and watch it, I will enjoy it. I'm not saying I hate it. I just don't have time to sit down and watch it. So it's one of those things where it's like, yay, and cheer you guys on. Happy for you.
I really like The Walking Dead, but at some point it just got too repetitive.
Too many zombies?
No, it was like not enough zombies.
Not enough zombies. But then the other thing too was timing, like work. Like I usually work graveyard shifts, so I would miss the premiere, and it's not like I could watch the premiere at work. So like there were shows that we were able. Dead. No, I mean there were shows that we did watch like religiously. Like we used to watch the Mayans at work because it would come on like right at that transitional phase, like when I would get in before the next shift started. So like there were some shows we did watch, but just the timing, I just could never. After the Negan season, which was really great, fantastic season, but after that season, I couldn't get into it. And then once they killed Carl and they killed everybody else, that's just kind of like, all right. Aw, poor baby.
Yeah. But Game of Thrones was really good at first, and then just the last like couple seasons were not the best, especially season 8. I am excited though to see new Game of Thrones stuff. just not sure what's gonna happen with that. But look, it's understandable, man. You have kids, you have a pretty good job, and
I'll watch the Rugrats show though, man. I'll throw my kids.
well, I mean, that's something you can watch with the kids and enjoy yourself, right? Like,
Dude,
I don't know if you could watch Avatar.
I'll always have time for Rugrats.
Yeah, I don't know if you could watch Avatar and appreciate it with the kid. Like, I don't think the kids would appreciate it. They'll probably want to change it.
I mean, but that Rugrats show, I don't know, something about it just looks odd. Like you were talking about the Camp Coral SpongeBob. Like, yeah, that's 3D models, but something about the way it's animated and the way it's moving feels like SpongeBob. Something about this Rugrats, reboot doesn't feel like Rugrats. I don't know what it is. I just gotta see a couple episodes and just see how it goes. Something is just off about it. But I mean, I'm glad they got the original cast members back. They didn't do that for like Powerpuff Girls when they rebooted that. So everyone likes the OG cast. We'll just see.
So I'm looking at pictures right now of Rugrats, and yeah, it's something with like the lighting. It just doesn't look. I don't know. Like there are just parts where like it looks too dark. Like the lighting.
It looks like The Search for Reptar on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Released in
the colors aren't popping.
Oh man, that was like the first game I like 100%ed. I could speedrun that game. So good. Game of the year. You played that, right?
Yeah, back in the day.
The one where you're like looking for the Reptar puzzle pieces, and then you play mini golf. And then you're looking for like ghosts and stuff.
Wasn't there like a Rugrats Mario Kart kind of game too? I kind of remember that.
I know there was like a Nicktoons Racer.
I think that's maybe what it was.
But they were in it. But I don't know if there was a specific Rugrats kart.
I think my nephew had it. But I kind of remember
Nicktoons Racing was 2000, and that had Rugrats characters.
No, I don't know if that was it.
I remember that. I played that. Dude, Nicktoons were so cool. They should just reboot everything. Give me like a new. Aren't they doing a new Ren and Stimpy?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Like, is that on Paramount or is that going to be somewhere else?
I think they're in production or they're in development or sorry, production and development's kind of the same thing. They're like in concept format right now.
So
I don't think they have anything
in production. They don't know where it's
paper.
going. It could possibly go to Paramount. I mean, it's owned by Viacom, so that's probably where I would say it would go.
Yeah.
But yeah, just bring back Doug. Bring back.
I don't know. Did you like Disney's Doug?
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power. Oh, I would love to see Rocket Power. I would like to see a Doug come back too. I wasn't a big fan of the Disney's version of Doug. That's the thing.
Yeah, they don't own Doug anymore.
Yeah.
Disney owns Doug.
Yeah,
so they can't even reboot that.
Angry
Disney's Doug was
Beavers,
so
I think
gross.
would be fun.
I hated.
What was the other
Doug.
show you said?
Wild Thornberrys.
I'm not a fan of Wild Thornberries.
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom. I thought we were gonna get something new from Danny Phantom. Like I remember hearing something about a couple years ago that we were gonna get.
There's always been rumors that they'd bring him back.
Yeah.
They'd keep Fairly Odd Parents on for 20-something years. Like you'd think they'd throw Danny Phantom a bone.
Yeah, Danny Phantom was dope. I definitely want to see more. I want to see more Invader Zim actually.
Well, they brought him back for a Netflix movie.
I know, but I just want more. I want more. Like I fucking love Invader Zim. I love Gurr specifically, but I love Invader Zim, dude. Like it was so funny. It was a great show. Disney needs to just stop buying everything. No, I agree with you, John. But
no, Disney needs to buy more. Disney should buy everything.
I think Disney
should buy Apple.
I think Disney should make new stuff.
Yeah.
I think they need to get. Oh, that's actually something that I kind of wanted to talk about during the podcast segment here. So there's a big thing that I think it was Kevin Feige or no, it wasn't Kevin Feige. It was somebody at Disney said that Disney's not interested in making R-rated movies, and people threw like a bitch fit. Like we know we're getting Deadpool 3 rated R, but that's probably it. Now,
yeah, but they don't need to.
Well, this
Why
is the
would
thing.
They need to?
This is the thing. You guys have to understand that Disney owns a couple subsidiaries. They own different production studios, And they have one, I forget which one it is, but they have a production studio specifically dedicated to making more adult type content. It's not, here, I'll see if I can find it. But Disney specifically, Marvel included, the fact that they aren't making R-rated movies is whatever. We kind of knew that. It's not a big surprise, so I don't really know why people were throwing a big fit about. But
I mean, their primary audience is children. So why would they limit, a movie for only adults? Like there's no need to do that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's Dimension Films. So Dimension Films is a subsidiary of Disney Studios. It was purchased with Miramax. They make more adult-themed content that's not under the Disney name or branding, but it is under the company. So Disney will still benefit from those movies that you watch. We said it earlier with the one thing, right? That Blade isn't rated R, right? You don't need to be rated R to be a good movie. You just need to be able to tell a good story. Does rated R hold you from your full potential? It does in some cases, but not all the time. There's always exceptions, right? I'm interested, though, in Disney announced that they're going to be launching Star, which is it's kind of like Disney Plus, but it's going to have more of the Fox related properties. That's also going to include some of the more horror stuff. I don't know if it's going to be its own streaming platform at the moment, or if it's going to be like its own subsection in Disney Plus. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it'll probably be its own platform. So we will get that content, but yeah, like don't expect. I don't know why people are like upset about it. Like just don't expect rated R from Disney or Marvel or Star Wars ever. It's just never going to happen. Like I don't understand why we keep trying to push for it. Now I can understand that like people getting upset because the Punisher Netflix series and the Daredevil Netflix series was really good, and it was in that rating. It's unfortunate that we're not going to get that content. We're not going to get continuations of those series, but it is what it is, and we have to deal with it. Like it, So I saw a comment on one of the videos like, if you want it to be this way, then you make it, right? Like you make that project. You go out and you film it. And if you don't
let's make our own Daredevil.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. I got a red suit. Let's go.
Mr. Slugless in the chat says, Danny deserves justice. Agree with you 100%. Johnny, my guy, says, Fairly Odd Parents are also apparently getting an IRL reboot. Yes, we announced that a little bit earlier.
Starring Drake Bell?
No, dude, not again.
Like they did like 2 or 3 live action movies with Drake Bell, and I that was just weird. It's like he's an adult, but he's still a kid.
Yeah, I like Drake.
So
I don't think that worked.
I feel like they would actually have like an 8-year-old be Timmy, and they're trying it that way.
Yeah,
and even in the movie, like the Cosmo and Wanda were still like CGI'd in, and it just looked weird. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a unique art style, it doesn't always translate into the real world, and that was the unfortunate thing with Fairly Odd Parents, because even the baby looked kind of weird.
Dude, it was weird, dude.
Yeah.
Poof. Had a weird baby.
It is what it is. They're getting this stuff, and I'm excited for it, but there's also a lot of things happening that we just as fans, we should have. It was already known, right? Like that was the biggest thing when Disney acquired Marvel, was that like we knew this was going to be a problem. We knew that we weren't going to get the like R-rated content. Yet people are still surprised that like whenever Disney says, "Oh yeah, we're not interested in it," or "Oh yeah, we're not going to do that," then people get upset like, "Why? Like you should be doing this, this, and that." It's like, yeah, but they already said that they're not doing this. This is not in line with their brand, and that's something that you have to deal with. So, Pooh, fun fact, was voiced by Randy Jackson. Really? The Nah Dog? Or nah, that's a no for me dog.
I stopped watching that show. Like, I don't know. Whenever they started making it weird.
I think the second season after Poof was born, I just wasn't as into it as I was. Like Punisher series and the Daredevil series were damn good, and because Disney is being 2021 WWE, everything's upsetting. Yeah, no, I agree. But look, man, it's just we should already understand that this is how it's gonna be, and yeah, it sucks. It really does, but we just gotta deal with it. But what else is going on in the world of nerd news, Jesse, that you're excited for?
I don't know. I don't have anything.
Anything specifically we talked about that you're like really hyped about?
No, Pokemon. I'm just looking at some stuff. That's what the chat is for. Chat's supposed to throw us a line, and we riff off of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely,
Not doing
guys.
your job,
Listen,
chat.
if you're hanging out in the chat, if there's something going on in nerd news that we didn't cover, or even if we did talk about it and you guys are interested, feel free to post in the chat. That's why we do this live on Saturdays at 12.
I mean, I know people were excited about the Diamond and Pearl remix, and then they saw the trailer, and now all of a sudden they're not excited about the Diamond and Pearl remix. I think because it looks like that chibi art style,
Yeah.
where it literally looks like the game from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
like,
they
well,
were expecting
what
more
did you
of like
want?
a Pikachu.
You wanted a
Eevee.
remake. We gave you a remake, and now you're mad. Like what? What?
Oh, I think what it
Pokemon
is
fans,
they
man.
were expecting it to work similar to how, not this last Pokemon, but more like Pikachu and Eevee.
Like the Let's Go, or
Yeah, I think they were expecting it to be more like the Let's Go
it
versus.
still looks cool. I mean, it's the same game.
Yeah,
You
but-
literally asked for a remake.
Right, but that's what I think people were expecting
Yeah.
because they have this technology now. They should be able to make it this way. The fact that they didn't it could be upsetting. It's like if and this kind of goes back to the whole Disney thing, right? Like you can make this property to its full potential, yet you choose not to. It's upsetting. It's upsetting. It is upsetting.
Video game fans don't know what they want. That's the problem. They ask for a re-release of Mario 64, then they get it, and they're like, they don't like it anymore. It's like, what the heck?
I don't
You
know.
complain about everything.
I think we do, and I said this I think on the first episode or second episode is that we as fans we have some balls on us to think that we're entitled to get what we want and how we want it. I was really surprised when
That's only worked one time,
Yeah.
and that was the Sonic movie.
right, and I was
That's
actually
the one time, like us, like moaning about it actually worked.
Yeah, and I was
So now we think, oh, well, now we can just do that for everything. No, it worked one time.
Yeah, it worked one time, and even then, I think it was a conspiracy, to be honest. Because
No.
you have to think
No.
about it. If they designed Sonic the way Sonic looked, then what did Tails and Knuckles, or rather the Echidnas, what did they look like before?
They had to completely redesign everything. There's no way they pre-planned it. Because just you know how much money it would cost just to make those fake trailers with the old model, like a fake out model. There's no way they planned it.
I
Like
don't
you
know,
look
dude.
at behind the scenes, like that dude was filming with a giant rubber Sonic that looked like the old Sonic. So there is absolutely no way they planned that.
I don't know, dude. There's something about me, or something about the whole situation, makes me think that it was a giant conspiracy theory.
Well, because you lost your faith in human race. It's your problem.
Probably, but
You don't trust us.
But look, I will admit that the new animated Sonic looked amazing, and the movie was pretty fun. If like, I would probably put as far as like video game music go or video game movies go, I would put Sonic high on the list there. Like, I think Mortal Kombat's going to be the best video game movie, but Sonic was pretty up there.
Dude, Sonic is the best. There's not one single movie better than Sonic.
Well, at the moment, I think once Mortal Kombat comes out, then you'll change your mind, but we'll see. But
Nah, man.
I don't know. I think it was a conspiracy theory.
Dude, I was a grown man, 30 years old, in that theater. And when Tails came out, like, I cried.
Dude, that was pretty fucking adorable. I'm not gonna
Dude,
lie.
I'm
when
like,
Tails
that
is-
was the
yeah.
hypest. Like that and the portal scene in Endgame was like the most hype I've ever been in a movie theater with a bunch of 8-year-olds. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. With that said, though, I am curious again. Like, what did Tails and the Echidnas look like beforehand? Like, I'm really curious as to what they look like. Before,
Well, they're only in the beginning, and Tails is right at the end, so it's not like they had to rewrite. You know, they could have done something last minute and just. But, you know, I don't know.
That'd be
Who
interesting.
knows?
I know one of the big things I'm hyped for, and this is actually funny because of Leo. Like Leo and I, we have a pretty good passion for Final Fantasy VII. I'm really excited about this BR. I would much rather that they put their efforts into making it a console release or even a PC release instead of just a mobile game. I'm not a fan of mobile games just because the whole like pay to play or pay to win mentality when it comes to mobile. I've always been like it's always been such a deterrent. Or like the idle games, right? Like if you play for X amount of time, then you have to wait like 24 hours before you can continue a story or whatever the case is. I've always hated it, and I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. If it's going to be like Fortnite on mobile, but because it's a BR and it's Final Fantasy, I'm really interested in playing it. I'm definitely going to get it on my phone when it comes out. But,
can I tell you another secret?
You've never played Final Fantasy, and that's fine.
I've never played Final Fantasy VII.
That's fine.
And that's not my fault. I never had a PlayStation. I had, or no, I did. I played Crash Bandicoot and Tekken 3, and that was it.
Ooh, Tekken.
I never played it. And I have it now. I have it on Xbox, so I have the original Final Fantasy VII just sitting on my hard drive. I'll get to it eventually. The remake is supposedly, they had a 1-year exclusive deal. Mm-hmm. So that is supposed to come out for Xbox in April, hopefully, so I could play it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I never played it. I heard it's fun though.
I mean, look, I'm really interested in this BR version. Again, I wish it came out on, it's just something beefier than mobile, but I'm interested in it either way. Johnny says he's only played Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, 7 was really dope. I haven't played the remake yet. I know Leo has, but I really want to play the remake. Actually, I want to beat the original first. I need to do that on stream soon because I still have it and I haven't beaten it yet. But we're going to be doing that. In like related news, they're saying that the new Halo is going to be BR. So I downloaded the Master Chief Collection on PC just so I can learn how to keyboard and mouse play better. So I'm gonna be training for the Halo Battle Royale if that's is in fact what we're getting.
I don't know if they're gonna do that. I think that's dumb. They gotta just keep it old school.
I think they're gonna have old school elements to it, but I think they're gonna do what Call of Duty did.
Yeah, they've said that they're not working on Battle Royale, but that doesn't necessarily mean that some other studio isn't.
Right.
I mean, it seems like every franchise now has to have a Battle Royale mode, but I don't know.
I don't agree with that mentality, but that's what it's because Battle Royale is so popular. I think that's what a lot of companies are trying to cater to.
What? It's so blah.
Well, I mean, again, just because you don't like it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not popular.
No, if I don't like it, it means it's not popular. That's straight up fact, bro.
No, Jesse, no. This is.
Yeah.
I coined this phrase because of you. You know that? I literally coined this phrase because of you. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not popular, and vice versa. Just because you love it doesn't mean it is popular.
No, everything I love is
I coined this
I am
phrase.
Mr. Popularity.
Jesse, I coined this phrase because of you. I've been using this phrase since I met you in college,
Everything you like sucks. How's that?
Look, either way, I'm interested in it. I love Halo. Halo was probably the only reason why I jumped on Xbox. But because of Halo,
I'm so good at
I got
Halo.
into other stuff.
Like, I legit haven't played in, like, I would stop playing for, like, a year at a time, and I'd jump back on and get, like, 30 kills. Like, that's the only game I'm good at, Like, I go to tournaments for, like, fighting games, but, like, Halo, I am just so good. It's, like, unreal. And that's the only shooter I'm good at. It's like, weird.
Yeah, actually, so Johnny said, I don't either. To me, not every game needs to be BR, and it takes away from the game sometimes. Like, the effort for the BR portion could be spent on the story mode, and it's a waste. And I agree with you. Actually, we brought this up on stream a couple times. Like, Titanfall 1 and 2 was fan-fucking-tastic. And Apex is fun, don't get me wrong, but I would love to see a Titanfall 3 with Apex mechanics. I don't necessarily want to see Titans introduced into the BR mode. As far as being like usable loadouts or like a usable mech or something like vehicles are in Call of Duty or in Fortnite, but I would like to see a Titanfall 3. I think something more story based in that world, I would prefer that over like Apex 2 for an example. But you know, it is what it is. Leo puts when it comes to big companies, they will eventually go BR in this age. I think they should have done what Titanfall did and split it up as a new game. It only makes sense. Yeah, it only makes sense for the profits, and that's the ultimate thing, right? Is look, as fans, we can bitch and moan and we can request all these things, but if it doesn't make money, it's not what the studio is going to want to do. And it's funny because like I'm still looking at behind the scenes stuff for Sonic, and I think ultimately that's what happened, right? I think for profit reasons, it made sense to change Sonic to what we have at the end.
That was a complete gamble. They had no indication of it would actually work. Like they could change it and people would still hate it and they wouldn't go see it.
That's
but
true.
It worked because no one, I mean, it was just so gross. Like no one, it was not working.
Right. But I think that was a big thing, was if they changed Sonic, like would they have made more money if they didn't change him, you know? And I think that's what they weighed in. But going back to the main topic is, as love them or hate them, that's what BR is going to do, right? Like BR is going to be here for a while. It's a game mode that's really competitive, and it's making a lot of profit, whether you like it or not.
You know, and
so again, I think the Halo BR and I think the Final Fantasy VII BR, I think it's going to be fun for me as a fan of those two properties. I think Halo as a BR, I think would be fantastic for the franchise. I don't know necessarily about BR for Final Fantasy though, but I still want to play it. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. Excuse me. Leo puts, it worked because it was much better than what they put out. As far as Sonic goes, the studio had no love for Sonic, so they didn't care. They changed it for personal vision, which was stupid to start with. Literally said, we wanted to make it more realistic. Yeah. All right, boys. I think that's going to have to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, as always, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us. We really appreciate it. Make sure that you guys are hitting us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TotallyAFan for that social interaction. If you guys have any topics you guys want to talk about either next week, please post that in any of the comment sections
screaming.
available.
Leo's screaming right now. He doesn't want us to leave.
Yes, we talked about Final Fantasy VII. We did talk about it.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Get in the stream earlier, bro.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
It was the second segment I think we talked about today. Yeah, we talked about it, but how are we not going to talk about it though? Like it's me. It's me. How are we not going to talk about it? Yes, we talked about Intergrade. We talked about the youth. I mean, we didn't talk a lot about it because there's other stuff going on, but we mentioned it. We also mentioned the 2 mobile games that were announced by Square.
This isn't totally a Final Fantasy VII remake, okay? God, get out of here.
Yeah, we brought it up. But yes, make sure that you guys
more
are
than welcome to replay the stream and listen to your heart's content.
Yeah, make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe on any platforms. That's going to help us kind of understand what it is that you guys want us to talk about. And again, if there's any topics that we don't cover, because there's a lot of stuff that happens sometimes, make sure that you let us know, and then we'll put it in the main segment, and then we'll even talk about it during the podcast. If you guys like what we're doing and you guys want to help support, again, please consider subscribing on YouTube. You can subscribe for free on Twitch using Amazon Prime. Or you can tip your streamer, or you can give us tips on anchor.fm/TotallyFan, the official home for the podcast. We also have a merch store where you can get this nice t-shirt here that I have, or beautiful coffee mug. You can also get like travel coffee mugs and some other stuff. Right now, as a sneak peek, with the hype of Mortal Kombat, I'm working on a Sub-Zero Scorpion mask. I think it's going to be sick. I'm also going to have a limited edition Scorpion mask that will be available only in the first couple weeks of April until the release of the movie. You guys can expect that information out soon. And yeah, that's going to be...
I mean, you know, not to self-promote real quick, but I got one of those Totally a Fan t-shirts. It is very high quality, very nice, very soft.
Oh, yeah.
I highly recommend it.
First of all, Jesse, I appreciate you.
What?
I appreciate you for getting the shirt. But
I know, man.
I will say that originally the merch, we had it as as a branch of Streamlabs, and I wasn't happy with the quality of the print. So we ended up switching to a new a new company called Threadless, and the quality of the print is much better. It holds up much longer. And then the quality of the shirts is much better than what we were getting from Streamlabs. So we made that switch some time ago, and I'm really happy about it.
It's real nice. Like, I won't confirm nor deny that I've had sex in the TotallyAFan
Oh
shirt.
my God, Jesse! I don't.
I'm just saying they hold up, and they're really nice.
I don't even know that, dude. Oh my God.
So, thank you for the shirt, Vic.
I need some Taff crotchless panties or chaps.
I enjoyed it.
You know what? If Threadless had the ability, I would make chaps. Just for Leo. Anyways, yeah, guys, this is going to be it. Thank you guys so much. Again, we stream live on Twitch every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, the official home for the podcast is anchor.fm/TotallyFan, but you can listen to us on any platform that you listen to your podcast Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And throughout the week, we sprinkle the little YouTube clips as well as the full episode gets released, I believe, on Thursday, Jesse, if I'm correct, or Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, so you guys can catch the full episode there in case you missed it. But guys, that's going to be it for us here at TotallyAFan. Again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the love and support. And we'll catch you on the next time. But until then, as always, thanks for coming.